Hello, my name is Chase Gooding, and I am doing an informative speech. So, today I'm going to inform you of George Edward Rube Waddell. He was a left-handed pitcher in the MLB from 1897 to 1910. His nickname was Rube. Rube was a term often used to reference to farm boys. Over his career, he played for the Louisville Colonels, Pittsburgh Pirates, Chicago Orphans, and the St. Louis Browns, and concerning his favorite team, the Philadelphia Athletics. In present day, few have even heard of this man or his baseball career. However, in this time, he was considered to be one of the first real baseball celebrities and helped shape the game in its early years. Though he was well known for his incredible pitching ability, he was also just as well known for his childlike decisions. This led him to live a rather thrilling life despite him only living to be 37. He is still undoubtedly one of the most exciting characters to ever play professional baseball. In college, he would sometimes wave his position players off the field in expedition games, confident that he would only need himself and his catcher. He would then proceed to strike out the side. Following this, he would often cartwheel off the mound, walk on his hands, or somersault back to the dugout. Also, he did this in professional expedition games as well. In 1905, Waddell won the AL American League pitching Triple Crown, leading the league with 27 wins, 287 strikeouts, and a whopping 1.48 ERA. He was batting in the 8th inning with a runner on second. The pitcher tried a pickoff, but threw into center field. The runner tied to score. But when the ball came in from center field, Waddell still had the bat in his hands and hit the ball back into the field of play. He was called out, but he explained himself, saying, "They've been feeding me curves all afternoon, and this was the first straight ball I had looked at for the first time today." Once he pitched a 19-inning complete game that they won because he hit a triple. This was the second game of a doubleheader. He threw the final 2 outs of the first game and did not take any warm-up pitches the entire marathon game of the doubleheader. There were 2 incidents where he started both games of a doubleheader. Once in 1903 and the other in 1907. In 1907, his coach told him that if he pitched both games of the doubleheader, that Rube could have the next 3 days off to go fishing. He would have had to come to those games. He accepted the offers, controversially over whether he faked an injury, so he would have had to pitch, led to the Athletics losing the World Series. The case was eventually dropped in 2008 because it happened so long ago and he was already in the Hall of Fame, so it didn't really matter anymore. He was said to have left the stadium quite often in the middle of games to chase fire trucks to help them put out fires. Opposing players would dangle shiny objects and hold puppies for Rube to see because of how easily he could be distracted. Known to occasionally miss a scheduled start because he would go off fishing or playing marbles with street urchins. However, Waddell might disappear for days during the spring training. However, even Mac could not always control Waddell. In 1903, Mac suspended him for the last month of the season for missing practice and pitching for semi-pro teams. He missed starts because he was fishing. He would also go drinking vendors and disappear for days on end. For the rest of the season, Mac gave Waddell's per diem travel money to Neuenhaus, the team's trainer, requiring Rube to ask Neuenhaus to pay for anything Rube wished to purchase. Waddell made attempts to ditch Neuenhaus. Waddell to take off without Neuenhaus knowing it. However, Neuenhaus tracked him down and visited as many places as he could in the area that served alcohol to warn that Waddell had no money and therefore not to serve him. One hotel did serve Rube beer. When Neuenhaus found him there, Waddell told the owner to obtain the 30 cents he would own from Neuenhaus, who refused to pay, resulting in a fistfight. Neuenhaus, being a former fighter, won the battle. Mac also appointed Frank Neuenhaus to be what the newspapers described as Rube's keeper. Some interesting facts. His contract included a clause at his catcher's insistence that prohibited Waddell from eating crackers in bed. During the early years, players would share beds on road trips, and Osuel Sharikagos couldn't sleep because of the crumbs. For the 1905 season, he tried to cut back on his drinking habits because he was fearing indictment due to an investigation for assault with a deadly weapon that happened during the winter. He was moving out of his wife's parents' house, and his in-laws told Rube that he owed him money to repay for them for putting him up. He apparently disregarded because he beat his father-in-law with a iron and hit his mother-in-law over the head with a chair, which caused their Newfoundland dog to attack him and bite his arm, so he punched the dog. Athletics center fielder took a fastball to the temple. They didn't think he would live if they waited for the doctor. Rube picked his center fielder up over his shoulder. He ran while carrying him across the field and flagged down a carriage to take them to the hospital. Rube sat in the hospital with his center fielder, still in full uniform for most of the night, holding a bag of ice to his head. He saved a woman from drowning, accidentally shot one of his friends through the hand, and was bitten by a lion. In 1902, he played professionally as a fullback in the First National Football League for the football team also called the Philadelphia Athletics. Once he crawled into the stands and beat a heckler, which got him a 5-game suspension. Additionally, he performed as an alligator wrestler in the off-season. He traveled and performed with a theater company in a melodrama titled the stain of guilt. He played himself in a role, but was a terrible actor, and was said to have often, or was not to be repair bills. Once he threw another actor off the stage into the crowd while acting his part. Coincidentally and ironically, Waddell was born on Friday the 13th and died on April Fool's Day.